Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to crack open one of the most influential self-help books ever written, Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich. We're diving in to uncover its timeless secrets to success.
Right from the get-go, the book hits you with this really radical idea. It says our thoughts aren't just these fleeting impulses floating around in our heads. No, they're powerful, tangible forces that can literally shape our reality when we focus them correctly. Okay, so let's get right into it. To illustrate this powerful concept, the book doesn't just start with some dry theory. Instead, it kicks things off with an absolutely incredible true story. So, meet Edwin C. Barnes. This was a young man who had this one intense, all-consuming goal. He wanted to work with the great inventor Thomas Edison. Not just for him. He was determined to become his business partner.
But, Barnes had a couple of, let's call them major problems. He didn't know Edison at all. And even more pressing, he was so broke he couldn't even afford a train ticket to get to New Jersey where Edison's lab was.
Now, for most people, that would have been the end of it. Game over. But Barnes had what the book calls a burning desire. This isn't just a casual wish, it's defined as the true starting point of all achievement. His desire was so powerful that he literally traveled as a stowaway on a freight train just to get to his destination.
So when he finally stands before the great inventor, probably looking like a total mess, this is what he says. And Edison, he was impressed. Not by his clothes, obviously, but by the sheer look of determination in his eyes.
So, did he get the partnership right then and there? Nope. Not even close. Instead, Edison gave him a very low-level, menial job. But for Barnes, this was everything. This was his foot in the door.
And here's the crucial point. A lot of people would have gotten discouraged and just quit, but he didn't. So let's take a look at how he actually turned that simple idea into a real-deal partnership.
He demonstrated the second key principle from the book, persistence. This is all about the sustained effort you need to make that desire a reality. For years, Barnes just did his job, performed his duties, but he never lost sight of his ultimate goal. He was always watching, always waiting for his one big chance.
That chance finally came when Edison invented a new device, the Ediphone. But here's the interesting twist. Edison's own salesmen were not enthusiastic about it at all. They didn't think it would sell.
Barnes, he saw his opportunity. He knew he could sell this machine, so he went to Edison with a plan. And because he'd put in the time and was already on the spot, he got his shot.
And was he successful? Oh yeah, he was wildly successful. So much so that his work launched that famous slogan, made by Edison and installed by Barnes. How about that?
And this just brilliantly illustrates the whole transformation. The man who showed up with literally nothing but a thought in his mind had become a wealthy business partner to one of the world's greatest inventors.
So what does this story really mean for you and me? Well, Barnes's journey isn't just about luck. It's a perfect case study of the book's core principles in action.
His success was built on three foundational pillars that we've already seen in his story. First, a burning desire for a very specific goal. Second, an unshakable faith that he would get there. And third, the unbelievable persistence to see it all the way through.
Let's look a little closer at that idea of faith. The book calls it the chemist of the mind. It's the conviction that you can achieve your goal, and it's what gives life and power to your thoughts. It's that unwavering belief, even when there's zero rational evidence for it. Barnes just knew he would become Edison's partner long before it actually happened.
Now, the book actually details a full philosophy with 13 principles, but you gotta understand, these three are the engine. They're what really turns a thought into a reality.
So the big takeaway here is that this is not just some story from 100 years ago. It's a formula. It's a recipe you can use.
The process begins by defining exactly what you want. Then you create a practical plan to get it. And then you have to back that plan with a desire so strong that it becomes an obsession, refusing to even accept the possibility of failure.
And really, that's the central question this book leaves us with. It all begins with a thought. So what is yours?